Hey, welcome back to Dad Labs.
What's up? Okay. Hey, so don't let your eyes deceive you.
No.
We are recording back-to-back episodes.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going on vacation.
Yep.
And we need content.
Yeah. As always. And you guys want us to give you content. So
Yeah.
here we are.
So don't be confused. This is a total different episode.
Different episode.
Yeah, yes.
Totally different.
So we're gonna do today is we're gonna have like a POV. We're gonna flash back into time. And today we are going back in time, baby.
Back to the future.
There's a POV. Welcome to fatherhood.
Welcome to fatherhood.
Yeah, baby, let's go. That's where the music kicks in. We gotta get that Dad Lab song. We have a theme song. And I'm trying to get it onto the studio app so that we can bust it. I know it's hard too.
It's hard.
So,
all right. Welcome to fatherhood.
Fatherhood. Welcome to fatherhood. Okay, so let's start it off like this. Because when I think about the first time babies are coming, is I think about when we found out she was pregnant. And that was always a special moment for me and my lady, is when we found out she was pregnant with our first boy. And what we were doing and what was going on, I remember it to the team. It was a big,
such a happy time.
It was a happy time,
especially your first.
The first, man. It's
there's nothing like it.
No,
there's nothing like it. There's so much excitement, and there's so much there's so many things we got to get.
Oh, that's not even. We'll get there because that's
the first emotion that pops into my head.
To your head, you're like, holy crap! What are we gonna? We got to buy a bunch of stuff now.
Yeah.
So those are some fears and stuff that we'll talk about here in a minute. But so I'll tell you about what's so special about the first time that she told me that hey, we found out she was pregnant. Is it was during a big blackout we had here, electricity wise. Oh, it was a big blackout, and it was for a long time. I remember it was beginning during football because we didn't even have football. It was like opening day. And we were dark out here, and she wasn't feeling too hot. And for some reason, she was like, let's just, maybe we got to get a test or something.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? She called her sister, and her sister was like, oh, I got one. Oh. I got a test. So we went over to her house, right? And my brother-in-law was there and so we were all hanging out. It was late at night. Her kids were sleeping, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do it. Let's be on there, and either we did it here or we did it there. It's so hard to remember it, but I remember us going to her and celebrating and showing hey, oh my gosh, yeah, we're pregnant.
That's cool.
So that was really a fun moment for when she told me. How about you?
And my wife was really she's really in tune with her body. So I almost think she felt like she was, and it was just straight up and then like I said, we were so ecstatic. Like I remember, and we were ready for it too.
Okay.
I think that was the big thing. It wasn't didn't come in by surprise. It was
we were just ready. We were going. It's gonna happen.
We were ready to start trying and doing all that stuff, and it was well, bam.
Okay.
It was haha. It's this is awesome.
You're all
yeah, exactly. It was. I mean, there was some challenges here and there, but it was, definitely let's do this. Let's go, and it was seeing that little stick thing, and it was
I cried.
Woo! It was, I think it was very, very, there was a ton of emotions.
There's happiness.
Yes.
There's
scared.
OMG.
Yep.
Scared for sure. Okay. And then it's confidence. For me, it was okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. Here we go. This is how we start,
Yeah.
And then thinking about, okay, what's going to happen these next 9 months?
Yeah. Well, and I think as a dad, I had no clue.
No, me either.
You hear, you read, you see movies, you talk to other people. It's not reality is so far removed from that.
They try to teach you in school when you're young, but when you're young, you're just ew, that's gross.
Well, you got the biological piece.
Yeah.
But that really has nothing to do. I remember, so that was the other thing is that the morning sickness.
Uh-huh.
I almost felt there was no way I could relate.
because you have no control over it.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like,
And you feel bad for your
yep,
lady that she's going
I
through all
felt,
this.
I felt awful. And it was like, how do I help you? How do I? And she just like, I just got to power through it.
She's going through all this to help give life to our family.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you're just like, oh, babe, I'll rub your back.
Yep. There was a lot of rubbing. Yeah,
A lot of
a lot of that.
a lot
Yeah.
of rub it back.
Yep.
A lot of late night cravings. I'll go get it. Whatever you need.
I think I gained like 25 pounds.
Oh yeah, so that's called Kavot syndrome. Kavot syndrome is when you take on the symptoms of your pregnant wife.
I didn't have symptoms.
And then, well, a lot
I
of
was
it,
just physically driving to the.
well, a lot of it is eating.
And I was like, sure, Dairy Queen sounds great. While
But-
I'm here, might as well get myself
That's what I'm saying.
blizzard.
That's what I'm saying. You gained weight with her. That's one of the symptoms is you gain weight.
At a pure happenstance.
You're like, you're
I
gonna get a
have to
blizzard.
drive here anyway.
I might as well get a hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. Like,
It's too cold for a blizzard. I'll get a dog.
yeah.
Chili cheese dog.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
when in Rome, I mean, might as well.
I was the same way, man. Let's go. So you want something from 7-Eleven? Yeah. I was having the snack munchies before her even sometimes. And I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about some chips. What do you think? She'll be like, let's do it.
You're right.
Oh man. And then like another thing that freaked me out was all the preparing, like she was just like, okay, we gotta prepare for the room, the kids' room.
How did your wife know?
It came out
I
of
don't
her.
know. I don't know how my wife knew, but she had like this giant checklist. Like, I mean,
Seriously.
I would need a binder.
Seriously, did I? That's
And
why
I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, we need this thing that goes in the cart and the kid sits in it. And then
Right.
I was like, what? And then she's like, oh yeah, we need this carrier thing.
This
And then we
bumpy
need
thing
this
in the bed.
yeah. And I was like, don't kids just sleep in a crib? Like what? They sleep in a cage. What's the
Don't take this the wrong way. That's why I call my
Changing
wife an
table, obviously.
alien. You are an alien. You do things that are outrageous. Like, how do you know what the baby is going to need? Every particular
Yes.
spec, like
Yeah.
it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, did you go to like a mom conference when I was sleeping or something?
The sheer number of like different sizes, like 0
Everything.
to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9.
And then they can go through it like this.
Yeah, and just and she thumbs through it, and then you got to go bag and all this stuff. And I was just like, you need a to go bag? Okay, all right, I'll help you with that.
I'm like, how long are we gonna stay there?
I'll roll with this. I'll see how long this plays out.
I'm like, how long are we gonna stay at this hospital, man? The playoffs start next week.
Well, she was more of a we had our first was born in December, but he was due on Thanksgiving.
Okay,
so he was supposed to be delivered on Thanksgiving, and I was like, how is this gonna work out? And then of course, typical dad, I'm like, hey, can you push it to a really cool birthday?
Like, don't let him have the same birthday as Jesus, please.
Like, let's it rolls off the tongue if you do it this way.
Yeah.
I was like, oh great. She's like, okay, no, it was just
When's his birthday?
December 4th.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I was like, held off for 12.
Yeah, 12
would
would
be cool.
12 would be cooler. So then when it's 2012, you'd be like 12.
Yeah, see, that'd be awesome.
Dang, I was amazed on like the amount of new furniture we needed.
Knew everything.
And
well, then everything became a hazard.
Well, just going to IKEA alone is a hazard.
Oh, let's talk about IKEA. Let's talk about furniture.
Furniture, bro. Going to IKEA.
So you mean if you're a new dad now,
don't go to IKEA.
They had this thing called what is it? Bye Bye Baby.
I don't know.
Or it was like Toys R Us for babies. That's all it was.
Babies are us.
Babies are us. Oh my God.
That's like the Walmart.
I walk into this place and I'm like, what did I just walk into?
So they're gonna make me have
all baby stuff.
They're gonna make me buy everything here.
And it's like I didn't know I had to have like the stroller with a cup holder and a heat warmer and a hand warmer and a foot massager, and I was like, what?
And a shade thing for the window in the car, and a mirror so you can see the baby in the car.
And then so then your wife is pregnant, and let's talk IKEA. So then it's like, oh, we need a changing table, we need a crib, we needed this, and then it's like you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is like worse than picking out furniture for your house.
I have.
Do you go gray? Do you?
Oh my gosh!
wood? Do you go white? Do you go off-white? Do you go, I'm like,
My lady likes to go, ooh, I can take that home and sand it and dye it and
yeah,
stain it. And I'm like, yeah, we could.
yeah, yes, you could. I'm gonna end up doing that because that's what I always do.
I'll
I
tell you.
always do all that. She's like, she goes to the store,
Uh-huh.
she sees the crib. It's like, oh, but it needs this,
Yeah.
and then it's like it's like all attention
Yeah.
right back to me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, I'm gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. I have to thank our curse IKEA for giving me arthritis in my hands
Oh,
because
you
every
should
piece
bring a
of
velocity.
furniture that they have
Oh,
gets to be put together with an
what?
Allen wrench.
Let me
An
ask
Allen
let me
wrench.
ask this question. Why don't if you're IKEA, hashtag IKEA. If you're IKEA, why don't you come up with a electric power tool that has Allen wrenches?
So I bought bits
Yeah,
for my
but
screw
a
my
lot of them are too powerful.
it's too much. You'll break
Yeah,
through
the
the wood.
torque is they just
Yeah.
they need an IKEA power tool.
Yeah.
And it's like you just sell that on the way out because
I
it's
got
like the way you go through IKEA anyways.
yeah.
And it's all the same size Allen wrench.
No, I
I
know. It's all the
swear,
same
you
Allen
could
wrench.
buy a car
Yeah.
and have an Allen wrench to
Yeah.
have to put it together.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like,
I got one in one package. I got an Allen wrench that was like a screwdriver. It had a handle on it. So I'm like, at least it's longer. And then it's long, and then it's now telling you to get underneath the crib
yeah,
in this angle.
yeah.
And then now you're like, oh shit, I wish I had the small one now.
IKEA
So I gotta
is
come out and get the small one.
genius with they have one manual
Do they?
because they don't want to print it in multiple languages,
Okay.
so it's all visual.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It is all
Yeah,
visual.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I
smart on that aspect.
hey, the put together manual, what is it called?
Takes forever.
The thing, I can't, I don't do that. I let my lady sit her on a comfy chair while she's pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell me what goes where.
Oh, that's rough. I'm the fix it kind of guy, so I just tinker.
Funny story
I'll
about
just
my second kid, my second kid's crib. We got it
Did you reuse the cribs?
from IKEA, huh?
Did you reuse cribs?
No, we got a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, got it from IKEA. Okay, and put it together, and we had a put together party. My dad came over.
Put together party.
Yeah, my dad came over. He was like, "I'll help." He wanted to hang out, and we're sitting there, all three of us putting it together. And we got the little one and going around, she was pregnant. And they got the other one. I don't remember what's the circumstances in there, but we're putting it together, and there, you know how it gets frustrating,
Uh-oh.
and sometimes,
especially with somebody else.
sometimes
I can't put something together with multiple people.
Sometimes you and the lady are kind of like, she's like,
Baby
I'm
mama?
trying, and I'm like, oh, me too, I'm trying. And my dad, I guess, was picking up on it,
Oh no.
and he just kept doing this, stuck on you. I started singing "Stuck on You," and we're like going. I'm like looking at my wife, and I'm like, and we just start laughing. You know what I mean? And like we get it together. It calmed us down. Then we get it together, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, her and I are walking around the house, and we're all going "Stuck on You," and I'm like, oh, freaking dad, dude, he's got that stuff. But I'll always remember that time putting that crib together.
That's funny.
During a difficult time, where we're like, oh, because it gets stressful, right? You put it together, like just do it this way. No, it's this way, but but it's a funny moment. Anyways,
I'll tell you my story. So has your wife ever gotten baby brain?
what we call it? Is that baby brain or mama brain or pregnant brain? Yeah.
Like my wife has done a couple things where she's literally left her purse in the shopping cart.
Oh gosh.
And went to the car and was like, "How do I get in the car?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because the shopping cart's in the rack with her purse on it.
It's all smashed.
My favorite story was, I think this was our third kid.
Uh-huh.
So we have two little ones running around, and she goes through the house. She goes, "We need to paint the house."
Okay.
Inside of the house looks atrocious. We've had it for, I don't know, 5-10 years. Needs to be painted.
Okay.
And she goes with like this seafoam green in the hallway.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was. So I wait. Again, this is dad tip. I waited till everybody went to sleep, and then I start painting the heck out of it, right?
Okay.
Because otherwise, kids' hands, like
footprints,
yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
So I start painting it, and she's just like, I don't know I don't know how I think about this. She's like, I chose this color. It's good. I'm gonna call my parents. So my in-laws come over, and they walk. They literally, you have to open the garage door. The garage door comes up, and then you walk in the door, and you walk down the hallway.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law goes like this, like a fish lips, and he's like, "I'm swimming. I'm swimming through your hallway. I feel like I'm in the ocean. This is absolutely ridiculous."
So you're like,
and my wife is just sitting there like, "Yeah,
he's right.
I see. He's right. I see it."
And you finished painting the whole thing.
And I'm 75%. I just need to do some edging and whatever. And I'm like, I give up. I give up. So right then and there, my wife's like, "We're going to Home Depot right now. We're gonna pick out a new color. I can't stand it. I don't want to go through the ocean every day."
Yeah.
So we go to Home Depot. We're there for 45 minutes piling over colors and this, and I'm just sitting back like, just pick a color. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So anyways, she's like, "We're going with this one. This one right here is the one." She takes it up to the front counter.
Mm-hmm.
We get like 2 gallons of this stuff. We come back home. She's now talking to her parents up front. I crack open the can.
Let's start going.
You can't. I can't. WTF? You're thinking, what?
What happened?
I go out to the garage. I get the lid of the other can that we originally had.
Yeah.
I take this can. I walk up to the front where my wife's sitting. I take the lid and I put it down on the table. I smash it on the table. I put the can down. I said, "Tell me something is up with these 2 cans."
Yeah.
What is up with these 2 cans? So she's like, "Well, this one is, I don't know, beige something or other, and this one's beige. A totally different name."
Yeah.
I go, "But look at the paint number, the blue, the yellow, and they're the exact same color." There's 10 years difference. She picked the exact same color that I had on there before.
You guys left house to go to Home Depot
with nothing in our hands. I had no part in this.
To go pick a new color.
A brand new color.
And she picked one.
She did.
And you took it back home.
Took it back home. It wasn't until I opened the can and I'm like,
the same color she had originally
same damn color.
The
that was
ocean.
on the wall. That was on the wall to begin with.
So what do you call that? You have a thing you like to call this.
Goddard luck. You can't. This was a random color.
That's classic.
10 years before.
That's classic.
She picked out the exact same color, but in a Home Depot one. No one. I mean,
And this is like you're talking about Prego brain here.
Yes, this is Prego
brain.
I'm just like, I can't with this. I cannot with this.
Oh, so that's a fun story, man. Like,
yeah,
like there's always cool stuff that we go through as dads when mom's pregnant with the babies.
Yes.
Once again, we understand all that you're doing.
Yes.
Like it's a lot. We're just having fun here. Okay, now we got all this furniture. IKEA sucks.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then now like, okay, dude, like shit, the time's coming.
Oh yeah.
The baby's coming.
Getting close.
We got to go to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
We're going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because either water broke or you're scheduled C-section.
We ended up going. So when the closer you get, you go for like weekly checkups, and then with the doctor, the OB, and it becomes more and more frequent.
Right.
And then the doctor's like, okay, it's going to be like within the next week. It's going to be the next 2 weeks. And then we kept going and going. And then finally the doctor's like, you know what? If we're past the due date, we're going to schedule. So then show up at the hospital or whatever. I forget whatever it was. But then she got induced for the first one.
Okay.
So that was, we knew where to be and when to be, right? Yeah. So it was a little bit easier for us in that regard. Mm. So, but then it was she was in labor for 36 hours.
Oh,
with my first.
Yeah. I think mine was she was pretty long too.
But they had to. So I guess he started coming out and then he came back in.
He went back in. He's like, nah.
He's like, nope, test the water. Nope, not gonna do it.
He's like, then it's cold out here.
Yeah. So then he decided nope, and then it was a C-section at that point.
Oh man, yeah. this was all planned too, so wasn't like emergency. Oh my God, we gotta go.
Yeah.
It was mellow, and it was all through the night too. And she went through her
I have to admit,
laboring.
my other three that were scheduled C-sections,
Yeah.
it was
Cake.
almost like a procedure. It was
Cake.
weird. It was just so weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird to like show up, you get prepped, then it's like, all right, we're gonna go down. This is gonna happen, and you're like, oh, okay. It's like almost game time.
Yeah, dude.
It's like when there's a first pitch starts.
Yeah, they're setting you up,
and then you're like there.
You're there,
and then it's like then it's the after party after.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now you're changing diapers and everything.
The first, how was that? How was your very first reaction to your first kid and like the whole thing?
I was just like trying to make sure like he didn't pee on me.
I wasn't even afraid. Mine
was
was
but I was just like, let's roll. Like it came natural.
I think for me, what happened with me was I looked at my wife and I was like, oh my God, you've gone through hell.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
Like, let me handle this piece because I'm physically capable to handle this.
I'll do everything I can besides breastfeed.
I don't think she changed a single diaper for like 5 days. So we were home.
Yeah.
That's when she changed the first diaper.
Yeah.
But then we actually had a scare with our first.
Oh, really?
And this is #reality, right?
Was this when you dropped him?
No. So he was latching on, but he just wasn't getting anything.
Oh, okay.
So we had to, he came home like on a Friday. Saturday, she called the doctor. Sunday, I think we weighed him again, and they're like, okay, we're going to give you whatever. And like, we showed up Monday morning at the pediatrician's office, like first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, here's this thing called formula. And here's a whole bunch of samples. And then, do this and that and the other thing.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, as a dad, life-changing.
Yeah.
To help feed my kid, there is that bond, I think, that we miss if your wife is a naturally breastfeeding.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about like
it's that skin to skin contact.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, I think that was one thing for me that was like, well, bam, dad time.
Yeah, I was always up during feeding time with our first. When she got up, I got up.
So yeah, and that's what made it easier for my wife to recover.
Yeah,
because I said I'm going to take nights.
Yeah,
she took days.
Yeah. Well, see, she was breastfeeding, so I wasn't.
Yeah, in my regard, it was formula. So it was more of I'm going to take the nighttime. It's just easier for me because I'm more of a night owl. So I was able to work at least until like early morning, and then she could get up like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then continue on.
Yeah, it was definitely a team effort here as well too, man. And
that was really
let's make it helpful for Mom.
I think for our first, we bonded really close as a family, and that for me that was really cool to see because it's like we had to come together to help this thing out survive.
Yeah, I'm in charge of this little guy now.
Exactly, and that was really cool that I never would have anticipated or going into it. I'd be like, oh, yeah, we're gonna be closer.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's and it's just like with it being your son, you're like, oh my God, I'm in charge of this little dude now.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I remember when we brought him home, it was like raining. And then it was like I got him in the car, and I'm like, "Why are these?" And it was like rush hour. Like everybody was coming home. I was like, "Why are these people driving so fast?" I mean, I probably was doing like 35, 40 miles an hour. I didn't want to, all of a sudden I almost felt like I'm driving for the very first time because I've got this kid in the back with my wife, and here I'm driving, and I'm like, "Dude, get away from me! You're being too close. Back off."
Dude, talk about the first time going home. I made the biggest boo-boo ever.
No, what did you do?
I had one job. To this day.
Oh, no.
When it's time to poke at me, she brings this up sometimes. Yeah, it's fun. I talked to her about this episode, and I'm like, I know. I had one job. Put the car seat in the car, correctly.
Oh
You
boy.
know, we had a BMW back then, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so we had the BMW at the hospital, and
Costco
we're like,
executive member. Yeah.
yeah, Costco executive member, baby cha-ching. And so I'm like, I brought it with me, and then we're like, all right, we're gonna get ready to go. So I go, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs, put
Yep.
everything in, and set the thing up right.
Yep.
Well, you know, my machismo and stuff, man, I don't need to look at no pinche instructions. Let's go. Boom. I put the seat in there. I remembering from when I was young, like, hey, all you gotta do is put the seatbelt over the lap, chingada, we're done. Right? Connect it. Oh, I put it through the little loops, and it's just gonna secure him. Can't move anywhere. Ah, babe, I got it. It's good. All right,
Yep.
thank you so much. We go put him in the car. We drive all the way home. You know, we do the same thing, drive
Yep.
slow. We get there, and she goes to take him out, and she was like, "You SOB, you did not do this right. Like he could have died.
Oh no.
Like I didn't connect. I didn't connect the hooks.
Oh, okay, because you just put the belt.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
connect the hooks
Yep.
into the seat, and then I didn't bring it behind the back of the car, the back of the seat to connect
Oh,
in the
so
back.
he was like kind of
It was just kind of like
floppy,
shifty,
yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, but I had the seatbelt on him, and she was like, no. She's like, did you read the instructions? And I was like,
No.
no. And then, like I said, one job, and I ruined it, and I almost cost my son his life. Goodness gracious! Read the instructions, Dad Lab,
Or just try to do it once.
or just try, man. You know that.
Ours was easy because it just clicked in.
But you got to get the base secured.
Oh, the base.
Yeah, that's where I
that
effed up.
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't.
of course, my wife is like, do it 100 times.
Yeah.
And so I did it like in multiple cars, and then you got to figure out this and that, and I think we had bought one with multiple bases.
Dang, dude, it's like a freaking. You already knew you were gonna have 5 kids.
Babies are us.
Babies,
Like,
they want. So, what one of the funny things that happened to you on your first day home?
I'll never forget this. It still resonates to this day. I
Uh-oh.
remember I wouldn't say it's funny, but
Yeah.
it was funny to my wife and I. We got him home, take the car seat,
Mm-hmm.
put him. We literally we sit on the couch because the couch and all that stuff was exactly the same.
Yeah.
And we sat him in front of us, and we both sat on the couch. We looked at each other. Now what do we do?
Yeah. Like what the F,
We
what the
literally-
F did we just do?
We're like, now what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do now? He's asleep. It was like,
You sleep.
evening, and we're like, do we go get food? Like,
Right.
what do we do?
Right.
Like and it was a legitimate question. Like, what do we do now?
Oh my god, dude, those were the days because you just said let's go get food. I'm like, those were the days where the kid you just had one and he was still a baby.
Yes.
Still took naps, and you can put his car seat on the table at Chili's.
Yes.
And or in a chair, and you're just
right next to you in the booth.
and you can grub and have some drinks, and they wouldn't bug you.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
And I think we ended up going to like El Pollo Loco and got like chicken and stuff like that. And it was like like I said, it was El Pollo Loco. We did get like a family meal chicken, and it just boom crushed it.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is so.
It's so vivid. Now, if you ask me exactly what my daughter and my 2 boys,
I don't remember.
I don't remember. But
No.
my son, I vividly remember sitting there being like, because when you're in the hospital, I mean, the nurse is coming in like every hour, and
You're, what's that
doing
noise?
stuff.
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. And you're constantly, there's always stuff to do. And then when you're home, you're like, now what?
Yeah.
And I remember that one thing that everybody was saying is just, you sleep.
Yeah, you sleep when your baby sleeps.
And I was like, no, this is time to do this and that and this, that, and the other thing. So we used to always,
for you, though.
I always used to use the opportunity, right?
Tommy's thing is he'll sleep when he dies.
Yeah, that's when I'll sleep.
Yeah, because this guy's always going. This guy's got a game tonight. He had a game yesterday, and he had a game the other day.
Yep.
Man, well, you know what? I'll tell you this. I am in love with being a dad to
awesome.
all my kids.
It is awesome.
And to be able to be there to experience the birth, the magical thing our wives do to bring life into this world.
It's crazy. The fact that
It's scary.
Baby, it's alien if you think about it.
That's why I call
fact
them aliens.
that all the nutrients that baby needs is via the umbilical cord, and it's like they don't breathe, they don't talk, they don't do any of that.
They're all dependent on mom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I say that's where moms get their superpowers.
I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. Like that mom power, like
to grow a thing inside you is creepy.
That's creepy. It's so weird. How do you do it?
Yeah. I envy, yes.
We get shout outs.
Hands down. I don't contribute much to this
No,
world, and
no.
it's nothing in comparison
This
to
is
what these ladies do.
this is
Oh my
hands
gosh.
down a tribute to moms.
Yes.
So thank
Yes.
you, moms, for
Yes.
giving us our children and going through what you've gone through.
It's so nuts.
It's okay. You can yell at me some more.
Yes, I will take it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you deserve it. Let's get into some rapid questions.
Okay,
Let's do it. Let's do it. I got a good one. So we're talking about kids. What values are most important for you to pass on to your children?
Getting along with others, being able to speak with articulate,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing. Formulating, because in my mind, I'm a very don't tread on me kind of person. Like
Right.
you do you over there. That's
Right.
fine. Don't cross into my territory because I'm trying to do me,
Yeah.
right? That's what I'm trying to do. So with my kids, I kind of want them to be their own little people.
Right.
And as they grow up, it's like formulate your own opinions, like come to a conclusion based on facts.
Right.
Like that's what I want them to do.
Okay.
Be their own, and that and instilling values and that kind of stuff. That's why we go to church and all these ethical, moral, values that I want to put on them
Right.
is huge, I
Right.
think, because a lot of it is that old adage, do unto others as you
Yes.
want to be done to you.
Yes.
It's like you've got to be mindful of others, but yet do your own thing.
Right.
So that's one thing that I really, really am trying to instill in my kids and get them to understand that.
I can piggyback off that. I want the same thing too, like the golden rule, right?
Yeah.
Golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated, and same thing with the comes to being religion. Like I want my kids to be good people to people, to whoever they see, and not automatically judge people from what they look like or what they might say or what they might do. Like everyone gets a solid chance, like it was done with Jesus back in the day. Like he hung out with everybody. Let's instill all that into my kids, and to be able to not want more than what they have.
Yeah.
Like
that's hard though. Hard in this day and age.
Yeah, like you have enough, and I want you to remember that like you're blessed so much by just waking up in the morning and having what you have already.
Yeah.
It's okay to want more and to strive for different things in your life, um, sports wise or achievement wise. Yeah, like to go and get it, but like just remember in life alone that you're given an opportunity to be here every day to be better than you were the day before, and that's kind of what I would want them to remember.
Cool.
What's the best parenting advice you've ever received?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good one. I get a lot of little tidbits here and there, but my nature is to always to ask, and that's another reason why we started this podcast. Is I have so many stories, and to try to get people's opinions to help me as a dad.
Right.
I don't think I've ever had one major thing, but I know a lot of things, little things have helped me out here and there, because it's like, well, what do you do in this instance? Or what do you do in that instance? It's kind of like I was saying earlier about we were trying to breastfeed, and it's like, it's not working. It's not working. Like weighing in. It's like, what do we do? That's one of those things, reaching out. I think that's what I've done the most, is like I go to, I reach out and say, hey, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Because I found out early on, I do better in a group setting than I do by myself.
Yeah.
Like, because that's where my inspiration, that's where I get all my ideas from, being around people.
Right.
So my little community, reaching out and just getting like, what do you do here? What do I do here? What do I do here?
I can totally agree with you with that. Like being able to speak to other dads and to have the communication as well too with your significant other as well, and go, hey, like it's not too bad either to go ahead and look some things up, and be like, oh, how do I handle this situation? But speaking to others is definitely some good advice I've gotten from different people like you, like saying, hey, man, like to know that that's happened to other people
Yep.
makes me feel okay.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
but like any particular advice, like like my mom's, and she's always kind of led by it, like leading was kind of her advice. How she raised me is kind of what I kind of take to give to my children. Like always that love, and to always love them and hug them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's one thing she always taught me, and to always have that tenderness for your kids.
That's cool.
Is something that I'll always remember, that I at least remember taking from her. So my advice has been from experience, I guess. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yep. It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, man, this was an interesting episode. Being a new dad.
New dad.
Oh, you gonna be a new dad again?
No.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Same.
Done.
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's some miracle of God that comes down.
Or if there's somebody who needs a new home and have to adopt them, Tommy will take them. Tommy's got enough room in his house.
Small house.
Oh man.
Lots of people.
All right, Dad Labs. Thanks
Yes.
again for hanging out with us. Once again, please help us out by liking, subscribing,
Yes.
sharing
Content, listening to content, watching it. Yeah, YouTube, all that fun stuff.
That'd be fun. That gets us more hyped up to do more episodes.
Yes.
So be on the lookout. We'll be dropping some more Dad Labs, baby.
Yes.
Hit the music.